Now this is a very simple picture, and the picture is used today in the world. This picture basically, instead of the word exploring, he added this word. Let's look at the picture a little bit and we'll tell over the story. Okay? Have we got a picture in front of him? What do you see in the picture? You have a situation. Situation is X. That's the line like this, situation. Then you have your senses, which is seeing, feeling, touching, whatever it is. You see a situation. What do you do after you see a situation?
Do something.
You have to have what you call a response. You have a response, right? What response do you have to a situation? So, usually in a situation, you see, feel, hear. What you communicate to the situation, or you understand. And then you judge, or maybe you make a response, which is what? Usually a judgment. How do you respond? You decide, but you're the master of how you're going to respond. Okay? So now, we have a gap in between. So all these books have the word exploring. And exploring is not the right word. For the world, if you're trying to find a new way or a new thought, it's called exploring. But in a way it is exploring a little bit, but we have different formulas. What do we have when you have a situation? You see, what do you have? You have what does Hashem want me to do? What does the Torah say? I should stop and think. Write those words, stop, think. Write the words down, please. Well, get your pen right now. Got one? Right on. Instead of word exploring, you have Hashem, Torah, stop, think. How do you feel emotionally? Evaluate. What should you do? What could you do? So we have different words.
Isn't it exploring mean an action spreading? That's what it means, exploring? Not exploding.
Exploring means you're not exploding. That's called exploding. Exploring means look into it, search, find. Try to understand more.
It's not the right picture.
We have a few more things. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you a story about Esau. I'll tell you a story of what? Esau. Okay? No. Yummy, yummy. Did you make a bracha? No. Let's talk about Esau. Let's put on one hand Yaakov and one hand Esau. Put your two hands on this, come on. Yaakov and Esau. Now, they have a situation. The question is, how do they deal with this situation? They go like this, oi, what do they do? How do they look at the situation? Okay? Now, Esau on one side, Yitzchak loved Esau. Right? But he loved the past because he saw what a good kid and his potential of the future. So great was Esau that his head was buried where? In Marsa Machpelah. Now, whose head is buried? It can be buried in Maris Makpel. It's worth millions of dollars. I mean, somebody could be buried in even the head or the feet or the toes could be in Maris Makpel. Something like that. You'd be connected to Adam and Chava and Avraham. Avram and Sarah, you know what I mean? Yitzhak and Rivka, I mean, Yaakov and Leah. I mean, just think. Asa, head is buried. It's had to be some value. Yishmael was not buried.
They could dive in there. People when go to Hebron, they don't.
Yeah.
You could stop and dive in there. So.
We don't go down to the downstairs. Is where
Oh.
Now, even after Esau sold the Bechorah, and he did all the Aved and all the sins, and after he lost the blessings from his father, so Yaakov went to the house of Besuel. He had children, right? And they had all these children, and there was supposed to be another one boy, and Leah said, no, I don't want my sister to lose out. And they had this girl called Dinah. Now, there is a Chazal that says that Yaakov was punished. But Dinah went with Shem. Why? Because he should have had all the abilities, the Shiloh. He should have, he should have given Dinah for Esau to become, because Esau could have been greater and bigger than Yaakov. So with all the bad he did, and who bad he is, and bad, terrible, worse, yet, if he would have married the right girl, he could have changed, and he could have been greater than. So we see that Esau, at every stage of the game, at a certain point he could still change. It would be harder, more difficult, but there's a chance. So now we talk about Esau. Esau is hungry, and he says, if I don't eat these red lentils, I'm going to die. Right? What is that? Is that what it says in the Torah? Is she supposed to speak English? I gotta eat the red lentils, I'm gonna die. Now we know pikuach nefesh. You're going to die. All the laws in the Torah, you're not obligated, except 3 laws, which is what? Aveda, Zarek, Yurai, Shirah. And giving up to be a Bechor is not one of them, right? So really what? It was rightfully, he thought he was going to die to sell his birthright. So what's wrong with that? Now we also know that a Goy is not obligated on Kiddush Hashem. Maybe Kiddush Hashem not to sell the Bechor. Only a Jew is. And a Jew when? Only after Har Sinai. Har Sinai was no obligation of a Jew. I mean, obviously Yaakov to give up their life for any mitzvah, anything. So therefore the fact that Esau said he's going to die is a legitimate position. The problem was, it was only an imagination. He thought he was going to die. Because he's hungry. I gotta have it, I must have it, I'll destroy everything, I must eat it, I must do this, I must have it, right? If you don't, you lay on the floor and have a tantrum, stage a nervous breakdown, you must have what you have. Now that you get what you're supposed to have, this little kid wants a toy, and then he gets the toy. If he gets the toy, the imagination dream that he had falls down. And he begins to see that what? That it wasn't necessary didn't really to eat. It was only imagination. It was only an impulse. It only was lust. So at that point, what happened? He saw he made a mistake. So when you make a mistake, it's called a chet, because he really didn't have to die. He really didn't have to suffer. So he feels terrible. He feels guilty, bad, down, depressed. That what? That he sold the Bechor for a pound of flesh or just a little porridge. because he knew the value of what a Bechor was. So when you do a sin, in imagination, and you do it, and at that point you see it's nothing, you feel depressed, down, bad. So what do you do? So it depends who you are. If you're an Esav, if you're a Greek, if you are American, if you're an Israeli, at that point, what do? You say, it's nothing anyway, Sarah Graves. You rationalize and say, the Bechor is nothing, what I did was not so bad anyway, a lot of people do it anyway, not so bad. Like you begin to rationalize. Ding, ding, ding. That's what Esav did. That's an Esav script. What does a Yirat Shamayim do? Listen, what does a Yirat Shamayim do? When you recognize you did something wrong, what do? You get depressed, or you feel bad. But do you get depressed? Stay here, girls. Come in. Girls, don't go there. Stay here and say a little feeling. So what do? What does the Shiur Shem say? Do you get depressed? You stop depression, and you realize right away you do a mitzvah. Right away you say Tehillim, you grab yourself, you put the brakes on yourself, not to go down, because Avera Goreres Avera. One sin causes another sin, causes another sin. It's called a sin syndrome. What does syndrome mean? Sin means it's like a certain set of things you're going to do. It's called the syndrome. The sin syndrome, or the Esav syndrome. Now, it's called the syndrome. The syndrome means, like these kids have a Down syndrome, a set of things that are going to happen. Right? So what does the Shiur Shem say? Stop, brakes. At this point we say, what do? You face that sin, and you try to make yourself feel happier, better. Decide you're going to become a Balei Tshuva, and we'll explain right away. And then you pick yourself up. What does Tshuva mean? The future will be better. I got to forget about the past. I'll handle the past later. Future, dream. I'm okay. I'm not so bad because it's only I did one. I have many more days to live in my life. I can take myself. I can change it. Become better. A future, right? What? No. Do you rationalize and do you feel bad about it? Now I want to explain, according to the Eliyahu Mizrahi, he explains a very important point. After Esav ate the Adashan, he felt bad. What happens when you feel bad? So you say guilt, feeling, but there's something else happens. The kidneys, or your consciousness, starts to gnaw and pick at you. So you're not so good. And you want to push it away, rationalize, push it away, but it comes back, it creeps back again. Not 1 year later, a few months later, time later, it gnaws and it comes back. The kidneys start working, your consciousness, your guilt, always come back. Shut your eyes and think something that you're guilty about. Your mother made you feel guilty, your brother, your sister, you feel guilty about even at an old age. Shut your eyes and think about it. So how do you handle it? So one way handling is, it's nothing, it's only a dream, it's not so bad. But you have to handle it. Esav, in order to handle it, when you get rid of the nudge of the guilt, the emotional fear, or the bad feeling, or the kidneys going, he says, that's nothing, and he rationalizes nothing. While, what should he have done? What should he have done? He should have handled it and said, look, it's true I lost I did the Bechor, okay? But I can do other things to get a blessing. I sold my Bechor, I can do other things. If I do mitzvahs, I'll get blessings. If I'm kind, I'll get blessings. Now we take, for example, a person is born a mamzer. A mamzer, you know what a mamzer is? From an illegitimate relationship. A mother and a son, a father and a daughter, a married woman, they have a baby. So the kid's not born a mamzer. How does he feel? Terrible. Why? He can't marry regular people. Feels bad, right? So what does he do? Does he feel he's out in life, he's finished, gone? What does he do? It's very simple. Who is greater, a Kohen who's pure, a Kohen Gadol who's pure, or a Mamzer Talmud Chacham? A Mamzer Talmud Chacham. She has a way out. I can make myself out, do mitzvahs, I'll do good. Person has no children, what do? They teach, they help others. The world isn't gone and doomed. Person's sick, finished. You can still say Modani in the morning. You can still praise Hashem. You're not finished. The boy you love doesn't love you. Maybe. Meet somebody else. The world is not finished. As long as you're alive, you can still be happy, you can change, you can do things. You're still a master of yourself. You understand? You're still a master of your being. And you can always change and be better and good and pull yourself out of the slump and the down. So what do women do? They go for a beauty parlor, and they go for a nail cleaning, and they buy another dress. Why? They feel down. But there's a way of pulling it, so you pull yourself out. If you don't pull yourself out and you stay in depression, that's sin. That's bad. That's the Asa. Then when you're down and out, you'll do worse than that. There's no good then. You want to do things you won't do normally. But if you're in a healthy, happy, positive state, okay, you did wrong, good. But you still got more life to give. God is still good. God can forgive you. You can do tshuva. You can do ma'asim tovim. And therefore, what happened wrong with Esau? It's very simple. Let's look at the picture again. He had a situation. He saw the situation, but he reacted right away. I'm finished, gone. Is that? And he rationalized right. What should he have done? He should have said, Hashem is in the world, there's Torah, there's another chance, God is good. I feel down and depressed. I can do a mitzvah to make myself happy. I don't have to knock down and rationalize, say, therefore, sour grapes. I'm finished in life. There's many things I can do. There's many things that I can be rewarded for. How did Sarah Menu live all those years without a child? Everyone's having babies and children. How did Sarah Menu? Terrible. No, she made the best of it. What she do? Make the best of it. How do you make the best? Happy, positive. Baruch Hashem, what you have. Baruch Hashem, I got Einayim. I got Oznayim. I got Shinayim. I don't have Shinayim. Baruch Hashem. I'm able to breathe. With everything you have, always look positive. This is the Jewish trip. Elevate the physical, the spiritual, always positively. The other way is Esav. So when Esav went down, what happened? It didn't happen right away he became an Esav. It's true he did bad things, but he had a chance. He could have married Dinah. He could have, and even then, even how bad he was, his head was still buried in Masa Machpelah. He did keep it of the aim to the highest degree. This is something. It's like nothing. And even the worst wicked person has mitzvahs like a rimon, like mitzvahs like a pomegranate. But what is the problem? The smart person acts quick. Look at me. The smart person acts quick. Okay, I don't care about looking at me. I just don't look over there. And you act quick and fast, and you think you know it all, and it's not true. Don't know. I want to read to you a little bit. That is what they had there. I want to read a little bit, like Shiur tshuva. Just even the thought of tshuva. Let's say something happened, and you have there, you thought, even you didn't do tshuva, you thought of it. Thought of tshuva gives you peace. It appeases you. It makes you feel completeness. You can change yourself. Instead of hating the bad, you can get the love of the good. You can get sweetness. Joy comes out. Just reading some words. This is the book of what did I say? Because they have nice Hebrew words, and nice flowery to it. He has very flowery, wonderful language, positive language, or light. That's why Israelis like him. But it's only words. It's not something. It's just words. Nice, emotionalism, and different aspects of air. But the answer is, that's what you have to do when you get down and depressed in this situation. So,
after Esav failed, somebody has a situation and he fails. How do you get up?
So again, you stop We say, what is the purpose of the world? The purpose of the world is me, that people sit and do tshuva. The purpose is that I can still do mitzvahs. Thank God I have this. You got to build yourself up, thank God. First you talk positive. Thank God I have this. I can do a mitzvah. I can dress yourself up a little bit. And you decide you'll do hachnasa sarfin. You do another mitzvah. And then, what would Hashem say in such a case? What should I do in such a case? What does the Torah say? Now the best thing is before you make your judgment, you see, before you make a judgment, you see, how to handle yourself. Before you eat, you're on a diet, and before you eat the cake is to talk about it. Before you're on a diet, and you're not, I eat the cake, and now you have the cake in front of you. What do you say? Look, it's a mitzvah. I'm at a party now. It's a bar mitzvah. My neighbors will feel bad if I don't eat. Some people will say this. And everybody knows I'm on a diet. I don't want nobody to know I'm on a diet. So I better take a little piece so that people will see. And you have all these rationalizations. What should you say? What does Hashem want you to do?
Eat healthy.
Eat healthy. And it's only the Yetzirah. And I'll be healthier. And I'll be stronger. And afterwards, I will be proud of myself. And I'll pat myself on the back. Then you hold yourself back. You see? I'll do something else. Change of pattern is the way. Change it. I'll do something else. Instead of sitting at the table, I'll walk around and talk to my friends. If I sit, I'm going to eat. So I'll change my pattern. I'll move around. So the same thing is, in any stage of the game, what do you have to do? You have to gain control of yourself. And ask, what does God want me? That was really the problem with Asa. He went down one thing. Of course he was bad in between. So what if you're bad? That means you finish it. Well, if you continue the bad patterns and the bad way of living, of course it is. So you don't want to change. So what? You want to be stubborn. You don't want to change. So nothing you want the old ways. But if you can break from the pattern of the old ways and explore other opportunities, put God in your life, and get Yirut Shamayim, you won't fall into it. These people fall in, and then they're stubborn, and they can't break it. Then it means to say if they do tshuva, it means all their life is zero, and what they did was wrong, and they wasted their life and time, so they can't admit guilt. I tell over two stories. One is of Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin, at the end of his life, he wanted to do tshuva. He was a man who ran after all the women. They were married. The American was so embarrassed with him, they had to send him to France. Long story. So, at the end of his life, he wanted to be religious. But he said to himself, how do I be religious? People will say, are you crazy now? You go, now, you fought against religion. Oh, now you're going to church. What are you doing? Benjamin Franklin, the president of America. Guy wrote about it.
Was it good?
Good. And he writes about it in his book. So I had the same similar case. I had Vilnai, the guy. He was anti-religious. And then before he died, a month before he died, he calls me up, he wants to do tshuva. They said, but how can I do tshuva? My friends will tell me I'm crazy. I'm going to go to a synagogue now after so many years.
It's a busha.
It's a busha for me. People laugh at me. What after all my years of fighting, what's going to be? This is the night ago. So I talked to him. And I said, listen, I'll come back in a little while later. We'll talk about it again. And I told him I never got him nicest son. He died within a month. But he had hero children. Hero children. Hero children. Even for 1 minute. We tell the story of Ben Yehuda. By your husband's grandfather. Same thing. He came to the wedding in the sort of and he saw, wow, our religion is good. It has positive things. So maybe my way is wrong, my way is right. Even for a minute thinking here at church is also a big Indian. He stops to think, maybe his way is wrong, maybe there's a God. Maybe I should change my way. But why doesn't he change his way? Because he needs here, in the step here, when he's exploring or looking, he needs to press further. And they don't press further. They get a point, they think about children, but they don't go through further. And the religious person who's Yirut Shamayim sits down and does cheshbon and nefesh and asks the rabbi what to do and thinks how to do about it and what he can change and how he can change. In other words, there's a method, there's a way. You're a Muslim. Now when you kiss the mezuzah, What is it supposed to do? You mentioned last week. Because the thing, the world is hevel, is nothing, and it gives you the ability to straighten your mind out, do tshuva. So you have things that remind them, that gives us the guiding force. Yes?
One said Esav, like he made a mistake, he realized he did like...
No, but he went down, he made a mistake, and he made another mistake, and he continued on his bad ways.
So at that point, when the person does the avera or makes the wrong decision and they realize it, is it also correct to say after the fact that it was Shemayim?
No, that is wrong. That is wrong.
Isn't that also making the best out of this?
No.
If that's the way, it's not true either?
No.
I mean,
Because
after
then,
the fact,
that's exactly the wrong position.
after it happened,
After it happened, the Yetzer Hara wants you to fall even worse. That's called Vayivez HaTzabachara. At the end, you rationalize it wasn't so bad that I did, and the chet that I did turned out good. Therefore, chet is okay, and I get away with chet. And therefore, you never face no, it's wrong. Okay, and then I'm gonna try to do something about it. Never fall into that pattern again. This is the problem of Bali Chuvas. Exactly that problem. So then, as they grow, being Bali Chuvas, they lose that positiveness, that excitement, that change, because they already accepted Ra. They don't want to change back to good. And therefore they remain in a lower level, and all that excitement and the enthusiasm they had, they lost. Because why? Because they said, I wouldn't have been in this position unless I did this, and it's not so bad. So they said, they hit that word, they're back again. And they lost that strength that they have to fight the bad again.
Well, sometimes I see that, let's say somebody did a mistake, and then comes the punishment, mida keneged mida. And then there's like no way to do tshuva because the punishment is there. Mida keneged mida doesn't take away the punishment. Doesn't take away the mida keneged mida.
So what do you want to do? No. See, not get punished, you say, I want to not get punished.
No.
So what do you say? You see me say, look, Hashem, I've learned my lesson. I'm going to do tshuva, and I'm a good person, I'm doing more mitzvahs, and I realize such a thing, mida keneged mida, and just like I'm going to do now good, I want mida keneged mida for my good. Okay, the bad I did already, I'm getting the mida. But now for the good, I want also mida keneged mida, but I want kiflayim. I'm going to do a good act, and I want kiflayim. What did you say?
Yeah, kiflayim, but
no, again, you missed the point.
Yeah, but
again, what did I say?
You said I do good, and I want good.
Yeah, since I have bad, I get mida keneged mida, and then I see it.
Yeah.
So now what I'm going to do? Counterbalance. I'm going to do, and I'll get mida keneged mida more. And mida keneged mida for good gets what? How much? 500 times.
No.
So then you feel better about yourself.
But
Why?
it seems that certain things don't get crossed from mida keneged mida. Let's say, for example, if somebody, let's say, hurts a Talmid Chacham, and then he does tshuva, so it's already there, and then gets a bezda'ir b'gechalkam, v'shichatam v'shichat achav. Seems that there's no tshuva.
So what do you do?
Even you could ask Lichai, if they hurt.
No, so what do? You meet another Talmid, give cover to another Talmid Chacham.
But that will cross away that?
No, but you get kifla, you get 500 times more. So somewhere along the line, well, this you get punished, or this you'll get rewarded. So somehow along you'll balance off somewhere. Today you owe money in the bank. Tomorrow you'll have a fall. You'll win the pious, and you'll forget about the past. Understand?
Mm-hmm.
This time you give cover to Talmid Chacham. This time you'll do more mitzvahs.
Yeah,
See the path, and you also do tshuva, and that tshuva erases. By the way, tshuva erases, even though you're doing bizarre.
And that crosses also the punishment of mida keneged mida. The certain things seems that don't have a takana.
No, it isn't. So what do? You go to a rabbi. Can you tell him, listen, this rabbi cursed me. And I need a good bracha to remove the curse. Remove the curse. Like we have HaTorah, Nedorim, HaTorah, this. And you can do a good deed if you have charata, you lost that. You do a bad deed, charata, you also, it changes. A good deed also, you have charata change. And then you go to a rabbi, so listen, I know I did wrong. And I hate this guy. And I want to, a lot of them are, I want to be helped. I don't want to get punished. Help me out. What do I do for a tikkun? If I do tikkun A, tikkun B. I didn't get help. But you can't get depressed in that.
No.
You have to be able to change yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Wouldn't the tikkun also be, what did I learn from this mistake?
Right. The change. Right. Exactly. How I won't fall in the pattern again. Can Asa continue his patterns and patterns over? It got worse and worse. And then it didn't happen overnight. It happened through a development. It didn't happen overnight. Asa didn't happen overnight. And he could have still changed. There was periods of time when he still could have changed. This gives encouragement to change. But that's good for yourself. But somebody else that doesn't want to change, who's happy, is in the ace of problem, what do you do? So you think, Yitzchak thought if he'll give him a lot of gifts, and he'll straighten out by giving love, it doesn't work.
But at first he might have experienced the guilt.
Well,
He might have experienced the guilt
Right.
in the beginning.
Right.
And if he would have asked himself, what did I learn from this?
Right.
Then he would have said, I learned that I'm not going to give you to my Yetzer Hara, which
Right.
is that I have to eat right with.
Right, but he didn't do it. He keeps on going on his own way.
That's what I'm
But
saying,
But
yeah.
eventually, on the way, he reaches a point that really, he also, again, Esav at the end when the Bechor was taken, he goes, against the shadow. And then did he do anything? No. He turned around, I'm going to kill my brother. Instead of saying, okay, I lost out, I accept God's ways, what did he say? Kill my brother, kill my brother. Which is again bad, which is again revenge and bad, etc. So one thing led into another rather than making the change. So you had the script, you had the syndrome, you had that.
That's addiction.
And you have to worry about yourself with your syndrome, because you follow old paths, you have to change new paths and change your ways.
Thank you.
Okay.